Good afternoon or good evening, Power of Love family. We're back again. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Of course, we are getting ready to do our $1,000 Tuesdays. I have quite a few questions for you guys. I hope you guys were studying. I hope you guys looked over the word, redid the scriptures that I went. A lot of the questions that we have, some of them are fill-in, but a lot of them are more thinking questions. So it's going to require you to actually think about your answers before you just actually write them down. One of the things that I did want to do before we start, when I was talking on Sunday about Peter and his nevertheless moment, what I really wanted to do at that time is that I wanted to give you guys truth plus life brings about transformation. So I want to give you guys a little life to go along with that truth of that story, because that's what happened to Peter, but the same thing also happened to us at Gourmet Paper Plates in our business. You guys all know the story of how we got to the one class. God dropped in my spirit that we're going to do a class. The man hired us to do one class for the summer. One of the things is that from that class, our business really started operating at a profit margin. Before that, we didn't operate in a profit. Our idea was a profit is that we went to different events, and if we made enough to have gas money to get home, we thought we were operating in a profit. We thought we had done good that day. Where we are now, we discuss how much of a profit we're going to make off each event, and literally profit. But what happened, what you may not know, is that when we first signed up to do that class was scheduled to be for Thursdays evenings at 6:30 in La Puente. And those of you who know, you know that Thursdays is our days that we have leadership training at the church. So we went to Pastor when we talked to the guy, and he told us he needed us for Thursdays. We went to Pastor, and he actually agreed for me, Rosa, and Teresa to be off on Thursday evenings. I went to my job and I changed my days so that I could be off on Thursdays. Got all of these things prepared so that we were able to do this class on a Thursday. The Thursday before we were supposed to start the class, we go to church, and the only people there are myself, Teresa, Rosa, Christina, and our children. That's it. So we did our leadership training as we do. Teresa's in there with Lizzie and the young men. And at the end of the service, I told Rosa, we cannot do that class on Thursdays. And she looked at me and said, yeah, I know. So then we went and talked to Teresa, and we told her the same thing, and she said, okay. Because what happens is, I'm not there, Isaac's not there, Rosa's not there, Dylan's not there, Andrew's not there, Teresa's not there, Crystal's not there. Crystal's not there, then she's not able to teach Lizzie how to dance because she's instructing Lizzie, and we've all seen Lizzie dance in the beautiful way she does. And we looked at it, we're not there, and we can't just leave our ministry to the point that there's no one here. We knew that. So in our spirit, it was well with us. We were in a spirit of agreement that I was going to call the guy and let him know that we couldn't do the class on Thursday. Keep in mind that we're supposed to start this class the very next Thursday. We've already gotten all the stuff. We've already printed out the recipes. Everything is all set for us to do this class. So I said, okay, I'll call him. That was Thursday night. I didn't call him Friday. I was like, well, he's not there. It's the weekend. He's probably not there. I didn't call him Saturday or Sunday. I called him Monday. I called him on Monday, and all this time I'm going back and forth because I'm like, well, Lord, you blessed us with this. You gave this to us. So, and they'll be there. They just, because there wasn't people there that Thursday doesn't mean that there won't be people at the church on Thursday. I'm going back and forth. So Monday I called. I let the phone literally ring twice, and I hung up. So Tuesday I'm back at church. And I'm praying really hard, like waiting. And God hasn't said anything else to me. But I know that I heard him when he said we could not do that class on Thursday. And the fact that Rosa was in agreement with me, I knew she must have heard the same thing. So Rosa saw me on Tuesday. She's like, did you call the guy? And I'm like, yeah, I called him, but he didn't answer because I'd only let it ring twice. So then this is Tuesday. We're supposed to start the class on Thursday. Wednesday, I'm sitting home at lunch, and I'm like, okay, I need to call the guy. So I called this guy. His name is Ron, and he picked up on the first ring. And I'm like, hey, Ron, this is Peggy from Gourmet Paper Plates. I was calling, and he's like, yeah, I'm sitting here looking at you guys' invoice right now. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, look, do not tell me that you're calling to tell me that you cannot do this class on Fridays. And I'm like, huh? Friday? And he said, yeah, Friday. I got you down for Fridays at 7. Can you be here Friday at 7? And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, of course we can. So just that. And I know a lot of you might be thinking, okay, they had the wrong date. We did not have the wrong date. We have sent in invoices and everything for us to do that class on a Thursday. And one of the things that I forgot actually is the fact that when we all talked about it, we said, okay, we're going to be in agreement. And what is our agreement? And our agreement was that we need him to agree to do these classes on Friday at 7 o'clock so that we can get off in time enough to make it all the way to La Puente in 2 hours. So when I talk to this man and he says, I have you guys down for Friday at 7, it is the same way that when we immediately thought in our minds that nevertheless, we have to put church first. We have to do God first. We cannot leave his building empty on a Thursday when we know that we're here and we have certain assignments and we have a certain position that we have to hold. We have to be here. And because we were steadfast in that, he opened up the door for that class. And from that class, you guys know what happened. That one class led to 2 classes in the winter, 10 classes into the summer. And now everything that we do, we operate at a profit, not a small profit, but a large profit that we decide how much we're going to make off of an event. And that was God. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. Hope you guys all got something out of the testimony. And now we'll start our test. I hope everybody's ready. And here we go. Question number 1. Name 3 of the scriptures that I gave. Book, chapter, and verse. Of all the scriptures I gave, name 3. Okay. Question number 2. What does faith of disobedience mean? When I said the faith of disobedience, what does that mean? Question number 3. In 1 Samuel, when Samuel was saying that disobedience is as the sin of witchcraft, who was Samuel talking to? Okay. Question number 4. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, lean not to thine own understanding. Book, chapter, and verse where that scripture is found. Next question. When I lean to my own understanding, what 2 things allow me to justify my actions? When I lean to my own understanding, what 2 things allow me to justify my actions? Next question. Finish this sentence. Nevertheless, blank, blank, blank. Nevertheless, blank, blank, blank. 3 words that I'm looking for. So I don't have any way to see how you guys are doing, but I think you guys must be doing pretty good. Question 6. What does it mean to kick against the pricks? What does it mean to kick against the pricks? Question 7. Give me the book, the chapter, and the verse, and the version where that scripture is found. I need the book, I need the chapter, I need the verse, and I need the version where that scripture is found. It's only found in one version. What version is that? I think that's question 7. Okay, question 8. Finish this sentence. Having their understanding darkened by the blank from the life of God through the blank that is in them. I'll say it again. Having their understanding darkened, being blank from the life of God through the blank that is in them. And of course, question 9 is the book, chapter, and verse where that scripture is found. I only have one more question and then I have 2 bonus questions. Last question. In Revelations, how many churches was Jesus talking to? So that's all the questions that I have. I have 2 bonus questions, and these are going to be some thought provokers, so take some time. Provoke. These are going to be some serious questions, so take your time. Question number 1. One of the things that I said is he never gives you more than you can bear. That's not actually in there. So what is the actual scripture? And where is it found? And then the last question, the last bonus question is, what was your nevertheless moment? What was the moment when you said, nevertheless, Lord, not my will, at thy word? What was your nevertheless moment? So those are all the questions I have for you. I am at Anthony's house. I got to tell you, Michaela's over there by the sofa. She was nowhere near me. I don't know if this happens all the time. I can just say that this time she was nowhere near me. So she didn't actually see the questions. I can only speak to where I am now. With that being said, I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to push pay. We'll tally these up and we'll let you guys know on Sunday. Love you guys.